Hi, hello. Today is the 15th of March 2023. I had a full journal entry planned for today and I'm not going to go forward with that particular journal entry because there's been something on my mind, these memories from 2008 that I can't shake today for some reason. And I want to share it with you. I want to share it because I do know that I have a lot of young followers who do follow me, and I do hope this helps you somewhat. Let's go back. In 2008, I was studying accounting at the University of Adelaide. And at the time, the only reason I had picked that degree was because when I was younger, when I was 18, in high school, and we had to pick a degree that we wanted to do, I wrote down accounting because my friends at the time wrote down accounting, and I just thought to myself, I don't even like this degree, but because I like my friends, maybe we'll be at the same university, so why not write down accounting? And the way life turns out, I no longer remain friends with those people, so I found myself in a degree by myself with no friends. And even worse, a degree that I didn't like. And the worst part was, in my final year, we did work experience. And I remember the very first day I did my work experience, I stepped into the office, I sat down, about 15 minutes passed, and I remember thinking to myself, oh shit, you've completely effed up. I can't do this. I couldn't picture myself doing this for a week, let alone the next 5 to 10 to 20 years. And I was faced with a really difficult decision because of the sunk cost fallacy. You know, you got that in the back of your head. You're thinking, well, Vin, you already studied this for the last 4.5 damn years. You might as well just complete the degree. But I didn't do that. I quit. And I'm not saying that right now to get thunderous applause. I'm not even saying that right now because it's like, oh, you're going to become the next Steve Jobs, Vin. You're going to do this amazing thing after you've quit. No. It was actually quite the opposite in 2008. When I'd made that decision in 2008, I felt like the most pathetic person ever. I'll tell you why. Because right at that point where I quit, about 6 months later, all of the people that still were my friends, they all graduated. And guess what? They became lawyers, accountants, pharmacists, physiotherapists. And I was a university dropout, working in a takeaway store during the day and then later at night working at a petrol station trying to make ends meet. And you've got to understand, this was one of the worst periods of my life because I've got my friends now who are buying their dream homes, buying their dream cars. I couldn't even afford a car, so my auntie gave me her car. She was so kind and so beautiful. It was a 1996 Camry, which had amazing air conditioning and an incredible radio system. But I couldn't help but compare myself to my friends who had these brand new swanky German cars, and there I was feeling lost, overwhelmed. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I was frustrated. I was trying to work it out. I was trying to work my shit out, but I just had no idea what I was going to do. And my friends were beautiful people, you know, they still try to invite me to go out on Saturday nights, to go clubbing, to go to dinners, to go to parties, and I didn't go. I didn't go because I felt so much shame. You know, you think that the person who quits university to try to pursue something they love, it's glorified, right? People look at that and go, wow, that's amazing. No, it was shite. It sucked. For years it sucked. You know, I remember going home and it feels weird sharing it publicly, you know, but there'd just be nights where you just cry. And you think to yourself, you're such a failure. You're so pathetic. You let your parents down. You let your family down. And then the further your friends get ahead of you, the worse you feel. I share this now not because I'm just trying to reflect on a really sad moment of my life, but I share this now because I suffered during those few years for a reason. And the reason was because I didn't want to follow a default script. And there was a default script that was laid out before me that I was meant to follow. And the default script simply was, in my culture at the time, and even in my family and my family friends, it was all I knew. And the script was this: Make sure you get straight A's. After you get straight A's in high school, then after that, get into university and get into a really good career path like accounting. And then once you become an accountant, make sure you work really hard overtime anytime you can. Don't even expect pay when you do overtime. Do that for 10 years and show the partners that you are worthy of one day becoming a partner. Then once you become a partner and you make more money, invest in a lot of non-correlated assets so you can start to build and grow your wealth. Invest in commercial property, residential property, get funds in an ETF and just keep dollar cost averaging. Go non-stop till the day you die. And who cares if you don't like the job? Suck it up, be a man. That was the script that was before me, and I just didn't want to follow that script. I wanted to write my own story. And as I was writing my own story in the first few chapters, in the first 4 or 5 chapters, it was just filled with failure. It was just such a crappy time of my life. And I tell you this because only in hindsight now do I realize that when you choose to write your own story and you don't follow the path commonly walked and you choose the path less traveled, it's harder. And I wish somebody told me this. I wish somebody at the time when I was suffering in those chapters sat me down and said, hey Vin, hey man, when you choose to write your own story, the first 5 chapters are meant to suck. So all these awful experiences that you're going through right now, it's okay, it's normal. This is what happens when you choose to walk the path less walked. This is what happens when you choose to be the author of your own story. The first 5 chapters might as well be labeled suck. I wish somebody told me that, because there were so many nights where I sat there freaking out, going, why am I not successful already? Why haven't I not found what I was meant to do already? Why don't I know what my gifts and talents are? Why haven't I discovered something that I truly enjoyed? Why haven't I seen any signs of success? And I felt like I was doing something wrong. And I didn't realize that all of that was a part of the process. And that's why I'm sharing these thoughts. Because for those of you who have chosen to walk the path less traveled, for those of you who have made the decision to write your own story, this journal entry is for you. And it's just to tell you that if it's hard right now, that if it's difficult right now, that's what the first 5 chapters are like. It's normal. It's okay. It's okay. And I say this to cheer you on, to provide a little bit of comfort among all the discomfort that I know you must be feeling. Because even as I reflected on that, I felt all of those uncomfortable feelings again, the feelings of uncertainty, the feelings of overwhelm. It's scary, it's hard, but it's worth it. The story does get better. There are better chapters heading your way. You just have to persevere the challenging chapters that you are currently in. And never forget, for those of you who have chosen to walk your own path, you're the one holding the pen. You are the author of this story. Don't give up. Don't give in. Keep going. And all of this that you're feeling, it's a part of the process. I'll leave you with a quote. It's one of my favorite quotes. Ships are safe in the harbor, but that's not what ships were built for.